What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's Wednesday evening here in Findlay, Ohio. It's a little overcast, but it's warming up, about 71 degrees, and I'm hanging out, getting ready to check out a new beer. As it's Wednesday, those that watch the program regularly know it's WTF Wednesday. This is the one day a week when I showcase beers that I normally wouldn't on the program. Sometimes this means I do stuff from the macros, Bud Miller and Coors. Sometimes I do strange stuff from microbreweries, maybe weird flavors, strange ingredients. Sometimes I do malt liquors. Today what I have is a malt liquor. This one is called Crazy Stallion. Now, if you watch the unboxing video, this is one that I picked up from Halftime Beverage, and it was out of Poughkeepsie, New York. It was a $20 flat shipping for up to 24 individual beers. So I saw this, and I thought to myself, Crazy Stallion, that sounds familiar, but a little bit different. And I started thinking back to my college days, and I remembered Crazy Horse, right? Which was a malt liquor. I don't remember it being very good, although I probably haven't had it in, 25 years or more. So when I got this and looked at it and saw the horse on there as well and the kind of can here, I decided to do a little bit of research. And you know what I found out? This was Crazy Horse. At one point, it looks like they got sued by a Native American group and had to change the name from Crazy Horse, as obviously it's the name of a great Native American leader, and switched it to Crazy Stallion, which sounds like a little bit of a rip-off, right? And we see the horse here with the feathers in his mane, and looks like it has a big $1.25 price tag on there. Now, I think I paid a bit more for that. I'll throw the sticker price up there, whatever I paid for it at halftime. But still, I was kind of excited to see it. Now, this is a big can here. This is a 24-ounce can. And it's kind of odd when you look at this can, you start thinking to yourself, this seems familiar too, right? Not only the Crazy Horse, Crazy Stallion thing, but the size of the can and the $1.25 markings and all. And when I looked into the brewery, I think on Untappd it said it was owned by Pabst. On the side of the can here, it says, brewed by Hornell Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin, and special agreement Latrobe, PA. So La Crosse, Wisconsin reminds me of the old days in Mickey's, and Latrobe reminds me of, well, what used to be Rolling Rock, I guess, right? It looks like this Hornell Brewing is actually owned by the same dude that owns Arizona Iced Tea, which makes a heck of a lot of sense. When you see the price with that font and the large can, that's what it reminds me of, a big Arizona Iced Tea can. So, I'm kind of excited to see this one. Just says classic lager, 5.9% ABV. As far as ratings, doesn't do particularly well. Probably not a surprise, being that it's a malt liquor. Untappd, 2.49. Beer Advocate, the overall score was a 63 pour with a 2.55. So, all in all, not great ratings. Now, again, it's a malt liquor. My expectations aren't that this is going to compete with the finest beers in the world, right? What am I going to compare this to? Other malt liquors I've had. So on the program, you saw I've done Colt 45. I even did the fancy artisanal malt liquor, Plug 45. And I tried a few of the others. And for the most part, they are what they are, right? They're nothing spectacular, but for the price, it'll get the job done. So let's check this one out, see what it's like. Going with my Phillies glass as spring training is finally back in session. And I'm hoping the Phillies don't disappoint me like they do most years. Now, I've had this in the fridge, so it's nice and cold. One thing with malt liquor, whether it's this or anything else, if you let it warm up, it is usually terrible. Mickey's is probably my favorite malt liquor, but you got to drink it cold. If it starts to get room temperature, you're in trouble. So, first things first, pours, well, it's not a bad color to it. Now, I will say it's a bit overcast here, so I can't see that great through the glass. Get a bit of carbonation on there. And what else we have here? If I was to draw it up here on the Brew HQ chart, I'd probably say it's maybe like a 3. It's a straw color, but there is a tiny bit of color to it. So it's not just generic kind of yellow. Head looks all right. I mean, I got 2.5 fingers here. On the sides, it looks like fish eyes, a little fish eye look to it. But on the top, kind of the clunky islands. Looks all right. It looks better than I thought it would, so I can't complain so far. Let's give this one a smell. That's not particularly appealing, although I guess it is kind of what I'd expect. You pick up that corn sweetness, and that's kind of it, man. Maybe a tiny, tiny bit of malt. Yeah, it's not really a smell I enjoy. So, let's give this bad boy a shot, see what we think of it. It's not really a warm day, but I suppose it would go down nicely on a warm day. Body, medium, Medium light. It's not the lightest beer in the world, but it's certainly not thick or heavy. Another thing you sometimes get with malt liquors is they tend to have like a syrupy consistency, and this doesn't really seem to have that. Yeah, medium body to it. Taste, not all that bad. You pick up the adjunct sweetness like you'd expect in a beer like this. I'd say it's relatively smooth. There's nothing really super offensive about it. I mean, it's only 5.9%. Sometimes when you get the malt liquors and the ABV starts getting up there around 8, they start to get a bit gross. You get that astringent taste, kind of have a strong alcohol burn, and you don't get that with this. It's actually not that bad. Yeah, light kind of cereal grain, bit of corn sweetness, decent body to it. All in all, it's better than I had thought it was going to be when I saw the ratings on Untappd and Beer Advocate. So, I guess for me, Crazy Stallion, aka Crazy Horse, you get a thumbs up. I would drink this again. Now, again, this isn't something that I would seek out on the reg here. It's not going to be in the beer fridge. But if I was choosing between a couple of malt liquors, you could do worse than this. It's not terrible, despite what the scores may tell you. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, please hit that thumbs up button. Give me a like. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you had Crazy Stallion? Do you remember the original Crazy Horse back in the day when it came in a 40 and maybe a quart too? I think when I was a kid, we called everything 40s, even if they were quarts, but I'm not sure. I think it might have came in both. If you had it back in the day or you had this new one, let me know what you think about it. Hey, till next time. Cheers!